take a couple of deep breaths at your own pace. I want you to settle into your own sense of how your weight is sitting in your chair, how your breath is rising and falling. Maybe you notice where your feet are or where your hands are, how that connects into your torso. Maybe you pay attention to how the breath feels in the back of your throat or in your nose. Or even awareness of your eyelids. Think about allowing your consciousness to scan between the top of your head, the bottom of your sits bones. Where do you want to call your center point today? Maybe it's where you have a lot of sensation, like a tightness in your shoulders. Maybe you have a sense of heart-seatedness, or maybe it's more of a place in your head. It's consciousness, your thoughts, or even that place of stillness in the basin of your belly. And just call that point your center and say your name silently into that point. The next layer that I want you to pay attention to would be where you consider yourself ending in space. Is that your skin? Maybe that would be respiration of your skin and your breath, of how each breath moves out from your body. Maybe it's your heat signature or your electromagnetic signature. Maybe it's what you consider your personal space, your personal bubble. But play around with that and see how far you consider you existing in space. So you play with center and circumference, the center and your edges. And see how your awareness shifts between that center point and your edges. The next point that you would play around with is that point outside of yourself. The candle flame. So then you have center, circumference, and other. How does an outside point change when you think about that relating to the inside point? Now breathe into your edges. Allowing that central point to stay steady. When we make note of how we feel, what our boundaries are, what our personal space is, what our sense of self is, and then we can tell when something's pressed against it or interacted with it.